And going live. So,
we're live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Alright, if you can link me to the in voice chat discussion, link me to the video, and that way I can actually start posting it places.
Yeah, sure. One thing. In fact, I'll even post a link into the Discord we're in.
Actually, okay, never mind. I got it. I got this. In voice chat discussion, link me to the. Okay, so.
Yeah, I'll post a few places too. Get this on mines. Maybe Neil will show up again.
Okay. Maybe. I posted this on my Twitter, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see, like, who among your, 77 followers will see this?
It's 85 now.
Oh. Moving up in the world, aren't you?
Yeah!
Almost getting to them triple digits.
When I get into triple digits, I might actually do a thread spectacular of some sort, and I'll keep my topic under the hat for now. Like I said, I don't think anybody will respond. It's just, hey, I posted it here. A lot of the people I know on Twitter, who knows, if they do, they'll join us. I hope they shout themselves out if they get into chat, but, you know, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to chat with chat too.
Well, you know, we're starting out. I mean, I'm trying my best here to occasionally. People are also interested in me in doing videos again, and I have to actually rethink that at some point. When this whole pandemic thing stops, I think maybe hey, we should do it or something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I posted to Twitter. I'm also going to also retweet that because
Well, so far there's only 2 people in here, so
it's probably just me and you.
Effectively. Well, 3 people now.
3 people? Who's in chat? Who's watching us?
Slenderman, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those shadow people I keep hearing about.
Yeah, like I said.
Or maybe it's one of those 4th dimensional beings from a different cosmic reality.
Cosmic reality? I don't know. Okay. So, let's get into this, I guess. Welcome to the first Exalted stream.
I've named this Exalted Stream 0.1 because I haven't really. I mean, it's still on my channel, and I haven't really put it on the Exalted Speed channel.
It's fair. I got it. Like, look, this is one of those things of
This is where we're working out streaming right now, guys.
Well, it's also I kind of want to redo some. Honestly, I would like to redo some of the videos I used to did on Exalted Speed, but that's for another day. Honestly, new topics, new day.
Yeah, we'll consider a few things.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink some stuff, but I'm thinking of turning some of my Twitter threads into actual videos because honestly, they kind of work great as scripts, kind of like loose scripts.
Oh, that.
And I can actually expand on them. I'll show you a couple of them I've actually made, and it's been like the last couple of weeks, and like I said, I'm up to 85 followers. I'm trying not to let it get to my head because I don't want to end up being Ego Raptor 3 or 4.0. Whatever that is at this point, but, you know.
Yeah, I heard of Eagle Raptor. I never really got... I don't know much about him.
Ego Raptor is... Okay. If you were into the Newground scene back in the day, he was a pretty big deal for his Awesome series, which were these video game parodies. You probably saw Metal Gear Awesome at some point.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, he did a bunch of that. He also did another one called Girl Chain in Paradise, and he started out doing that. And he's kind of one of those guys who started out doing original content, then moved over to Let's Play, and Let's Plays are so easy to make. No offense to Let's Players, but compared to some other content, it's often easier to make a Let's Play compared to what he was doing, which is animation. So he ended up going full force into that. And blah, 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 he is internet celebrity, and we are a chump compared to him.
Yeah, technically what I've done so far is Let's Plays. So, and that's because I was lazy for a good long while. Still am.
Well, you know, life.
Yeah. Sure. Life,
look,
pandemic, and all that other stuff.
I'm taking classes right now, so I'm going to school, essentially.
Yeah.
You know.
Online courses and everything?
Yep. I'm trying to get certified for stuff. That's just life, you know?
Such as life. Isn't everyone trying to get certified for stuff? Trying to find new skills. As old ones become non-essential, effectively.
I am the most non-essential... No, honestly, I wish I was kind of non-essential just so I could focus on studies.
Oh, come on. People need their cell phones, too.
Yeah, look, man, let's not reveal too much about what I do right now. To be fair.
Alright.
I know people...
But yeah, this is... We're doing these streams because, well, shit's gone down and we really can't be in contact with one another, so we're pretty much in our own bunkers right now.
Yeah, right now. So, right now our thing is and just in case this might happen, we might get a ringer or two coming in who might just randomly pop up. If they do, they do.
Which I find to be part of the fun of doing this.
Well, you know, we're just going to call it the Kramer moment of the episode.
Yeah, the Kramer.
But let's go over stuff I've done. Today, I ended up writing a lot about Superman for unexpected reasons. I saw a really bad video on Superman, and I wanted to die.
Oh dear. Is it one of those commentator ones?
Probably. I never heard of this commentator before. Because it's this show called Pop Americana, and I never heard of it before. And it's
probably with good reason.
It doesn't seem to have that many uploads, but it was posted in one of the Facebook groups I'm in. Okay. Huh. Never. I also found out that they're funded by Al Jazeera. What?
Well, that would explain it.
Okay, so this one only got 10,000 views, so it's not too big a video, I would say. But it is one of those very dumb Superman takes that kind of ignore history for a lot of reasons. Yeah. Hey, Shim. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you in. Is there anyone else out there? Because,
Oh, hey, Shim's in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we have at least a couple more people now. So, hey, you know, we have also 4 people, apparently. So, I don't know who that other person is, but I hope to find out soon. but whatever. Like, it just would be nice to have extra chat because oftentimes what I like about this is when you have multiple people and you can just chat with them.
Yeah. I'll celebrate when I ever get into the double digits.
If we ever get double digits, yeah, true. Yeah, we'll avoid the zombie shim. Don't worry, we will avoid the zombies. But for now, honestly,
hey, I'm trying to avoid the zombies. The problem is the zombies are in places I need to be.
But this video, I thought it was 10 minutes, and it basically tried to say that Superman lost popularity because he's not a social justice fighter superhero anymore. He doesn't fight for the common man. And that is so wrong. It's really and they got comic historians on there, and the way it portrays comic history is so off the mark. I wanted to kill myself.
Okay.
And take them with me.
Since when has he not fought for the common people?
The idea, basically, because Superman doesn't usually fight, like, slumlords anymore, that he doesn't fight, like, for the common good, but there's a lot of stories from every era where Superman finds somebody who's in bad shape and fixes their life somehow. It's a very common Superman story. It's so there that I'm kind of shocked that people think it's not.
I mean, it just feels such a wrong statement to make. I mean,
that Superman only fights supervillains.
I mean, for one thing, his primary enemies are usually like really big guys, top guys. I mean, his arch nemesis is a rich guy. I mean, if we're gonna bring class warfare into this, I mean, doesn't get more class warfare than that.
He's also traditionally usually portrayed as a farmer, which...
Yeah, the little man.
The little man trying to survive in the big world. Like, honestly, there's a lot of elements to Superman that people tend to forget that are there, but, like, it's a weird thing to see anybody try to do this, but okay. Besides that, it tried to say that World War II destroyed Superman's connection to the common man, and that was also one of the dumbest freaking takes. I nearly needed to die for a couple reasons. One, they want to say that they tried to treat Superman as, like, the only one who was doing that, when if you look at the time, most comics were becoming World War II propaganda as it was happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of the creators back then were Jewish. They wanted to fight the Nazis. You know why? Well, okay, I think we all know.
We all know why.
But I'm just pointing this out. That you can't... It was a different time, man. And Superman didn't lose, like... It was the 1940s. Like... He was World War II propaganda because everyone was World War II propaganda. And it gets comics so freaking wrong in its history that... Like, okay. One of the things they tried to say in the thing is that comics were this counter-cultural movement. When, no. They were counter-cultural movements sometimes. But during the original era... Comics were thought of as kid stuff. Like, not adult or anything. They were thought of disposable books you buy with a dime or a couple. You buy a bunch, and then guess what? You read them, and then your mom throws them out at the end of the week or when you move out.
That was a waste of 2 bombs. Thought that was a secret door.
Yes, that is a waste of 2 bombs, but... It's such a bad video. If you know even a little bit about comic history and how comics are, or even the history of Superman, it's an amazingly awful video to watch because I get it.
Alright, keep going.
I get it. Superman is not as respected as like compared to some other stuff, but he didn't lose relevance because he was a World War II propaganda thing. He's always had different periods of relevance. It's just that.
Oh my god. Is the social justice warriors coming down on him because he fought in World War II or something, or because of World War II propaganda?
I don't know. Honestly,
don't they want to fight the Nazis?
It's a weird video on that level, and it's very hard to watch because if you know anything about
yes, Shem, disposable books to buy with a dime.
Yes. If you know anything about the history of comics too and Superman's popularity, like they tried to say that John Byrne regressed Superman in the book, but John Byrne's era was actually a high seller and lasted for a long time, up to the 2000s.
Oh, by the way, Shem, you should look up what a penny dreadful is.
I love penny dreadfuls, man. But yes, it's a very...
Hello.
It's a book that basically, it felt like a kick to the dick. It felt like a kick to the dick reading it when I was going over it. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's... But I'll show you the video later if you'll want to take a look at it. But its history was very skewed. It was very badly researched. They apparently had a comic historian on there, but it was marked in so much politics that I could not take it, and yeah. I hate that.
Well, I'm not going to show the video out of here. I mean, we're not EFAP.
We are not EFAP, but I feel like it would make a good EFAP video.
Yeah, it would. It's like someone getting in contact with Mahler over that.
I don't know. If he does, I kind of like it. I feel like the problem with it is not so much the social justice, it's the history. And I feel like I could probably do like a deconstruction of it because it's, you know, deconstruction. We have about 5 people, and I do recommend it. If you are listening, please get in the voice chat so we can answer questions. And I'm sorry I'm pushing that, but you know, I like one's about we're now down to 4. Damn it.
Not everyone is in the same Discord we're in.
Apparently.
Dave, how could you cheat on Matt like this? What is your problem?
Is Matt tick?
What do you mean cheat? I've been with him before Matt. If anything, he's cheating on me with Matt.
Alright, I'm gonna go into the other one.
Yeah, consider this the weird dream sequence Dave is having while Matt has him in cryostasis. Dave, did you go somewhere? Crap. Alright, now I gotta carry this on my own. Ah, shit! And I'm not doing a good job of it. I could get books for free before I get books on a dime. Oh, shit. So, what were some of the other things I was going to talk about? Well, I did watch some Xbox Series S trailers with their big reveal event and everything. And that was something. I mean, they had their whole, like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer, and oh boy, Assassin's Creed. The one series where you're now playing as everything but assassins. Okay, I apparently gone from being an assassin to a colonial guerrilla force, I guess, and then to a pirate, then to... Geez, what was the French Revolution, then Victorian England, for some reason. And then all of a sudden I played a hoplite. And now we're playing a Viking Berserker. And I like how the first trailer was more or less telling you look how great the Vikings were, how noble and sympathetic they are. They didn't do nothing. I never thought I'd see white Dindus, but here we are. Yeah, Vikings. Such perfect little angels. And of course, they're only trying to raid England. Of course, that's the only place they ever raided. They never raided anywhere on the Mediterranean or anything like that. The Moors didn't have to put up with them. There was never any moment where they were attacking Rome or anything. Well, it's not the right time period for that anyways. Or we're never gonna get that Vinland Saga where they were trying to colonize the Americas. Well, here's my issue with Assassin's Creed is that it's obvious they want to make something other than Assassins. So I think they should just drop the Assassin's name. Just drop all pretense and just go Historical Medieval Fight Simulator number 43 or something like that. I mean,
I'm back.
Hi, David. I'm talking about Xbox Series S trailers now. So, like, okay, there was the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that one actually has gameplay footage.
Oh god, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a thing I forgot.
Yeah, which is looking more and more like Skyrim for some reason. Even the whole, like, mess hall thing that they had.
Honestly, I feel like that's kind of more the point of this game, is to make their own version of Skyrim.
Yeah, so yeah. Thanks, Elder Scrolls. You made Viking era like it's the next zombies, effectively. It's the next trend that everyone's gonna start following. I mean, God of War did that.
Oh god, you're right. Shit.
It's like, okay. And there was a trailer for Dirt, where this time, instead of racing on dirt, they were racing on ice across a river with a bridge over it. It's like, okay, that sounds cool. So yeah, it's a racing game. So that's all I can say about it. Good graphics. I'm sure they get. What was that one friend we have who's obsessed with racing games, like Need for Speed? I'm sure he would like it.
Honestly, it looks like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I was showing a little bit of interest in mud runners and snow runners because it looks, I mean, physics-wise and graphically-wise, it looks amazing the way they were able to get the whole, like, mud, dirt, and snow. Oh, shit! And shit together when driving through all that.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, I keep forgetting the Xbox is actually coming out so much that I'm like, wait a minute. There's another console out there that I keep forgetting about. But what could it be?
It's not the toilet seat, that's the PlayStation.
No, I played.
Did they change the look of the PlayStation anyways?
They're changing the controller. That got leaked. We do know that, but apparently it's very good, and we had somebody joined us apparently.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello there.
It's Shim.
I got tired.
Yeah.
I
Because
got tired of being in the chat, so I decided to come here instead.
Good.
Welcome aboard.
We can rely on you, unlike my other partner, Hal.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh,
Super
there's
ouch.
a red door down there. Maybe I could explore that while I'm still in the beginning stage.
But okay, so let's
So,
honestly,
what was the other trailers that they had there? I mean, they had Assassin's Creed, they had Dirt, they also had Chorus, which looks like space ship shooter style game, which looks kind of cool, but it has that very. I mean, it's starting to. The dialogue in that game is really starting to make me think of Roman times. It's like it has that feel to it, especially with the way they made the title where the U is a V.
What game is this?
Chorus, I think.
And where did all these trailers come from?
Xbox Series S. At least I think the game is called Chorus. I mean,
See, now, I never watched any of these trailers. I heard you guys talking about Assassin's Creed, and I wanted to join in.
well, you know.
Well, yeah, but Assassin's Creed, there's still that one's coming out on the Series S. I just feel like, you know what, you have so many different games. I mean, why bother limiting yourself to Assassins anymore?
See, now,
I want to see Berserker's Creed if I'm gonna be playing Vikings.
See, now, like, the funny thing is, I mentioned in the chat that, like, Assassin's Creed 2 pretty much, like, had this, like, whole, like, hall of previous assassins, and one of them was, like, you know, from China, and I'm like, oh, cool, I guess we're gonna see a Chinese, you know, Assassin's Creed game, like, maybe set in the Tang Dynasty, or the Han, or the Romance Three Kingdoms era. Nope, never got it.
That's because it's Asian, and you know we can only make Assassin's Creed about white people in Egypt.
I guess.
And besides, what would Knights Templar be doing over in China?
Honestly,
They have to make those the main villains.
Honestly, I always think of Ubisoft as cowards and weaklings who who can dish it but can't take it after Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And you might be thinking, are you complaining about the bugs? No! I'm complaining about the fact that the one that's set in the friggin' French Revolution has a really goddamn boring plot.
You think with the time period like the French Revolution, it should be one of the best Assassin's Creed games.
Oh, dude. It should be like A+ material. It should be like one of the best. Because if you're going to use a historical setting that actually has a lot of political intrigue that plays to Assassin's Creed's strengths, the French Revolution is basically perfect.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the plankton farm.
And is Ubisoft a French company? Wouldn't they know about this stuff?
That's why I'm like, they can't dish it. Oh, we're gonna make the American founders look. I know the American founders have done a lot of bad stuff. Look, their people, history, blah blah blah.
Wait, were the American founders Templars in the Assassin's Creed game?
Some were assassins. It's that whole thing, dude.
I never played the third one, so.
Yeah, but
Oh, you gotta take into account the political ideology behind the development team.
Oh, I know, but all I had to do was look at Assassin's Creed 3 once, and I'm like, pass.
Look, honestly, it was part of a general time era where it's like we have to start making sure the American founders are more gray area type things, because that is actually history. And that's fine. But I'm like, and I was really hoping that if they were willing to do that to Americans, they would be willing to do that for the French, but apparently no. Like, one of the most chaotic times has one of the greatest musicals on Broadway ever.
Oh.
Les Miserables.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Like,
yeah, it's sad. What could have been.
What could have been a wonderful, wonderful series of things.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, oh, look at us. We can't do a game about political intrigue and revolution. Like, seriously.
Why do you think assassins keep getting involved?
But their problem... Sorry, go ahead.
You could do an entire series of stories in the French Revolution. It's that interesting a time. Like I said, Assassin's Creed can dish, but they can't take it. So
I think their problem started when they started becoming an annual series.
that, to be fair, dude, that technically brings it back to the first game in the Ezio trilogy, because it was very much started out and planned to be an annual franchise, but I would say that they lost real momentum after 4 Black Sail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw no point in some of their stories anymore.
Well,
Well, that's
honestly,
because they
there's not
keep
much
chucking
point.
these things out by a lot, so they're running out of material.
Well, there's not much point anymore. There's not really much intrigue in the human real world scenarios, just the history scenarios. And it makes you wonder, like, could any of the Assassin's Creed games stand on their own as an original property? Because I know the Gladiator game had like a lot of direct combat focus rather than stealth focus. So I think that could have been like an interesting, Roman story game or something, rather than connected to all this bullshit with the Templars.
Why not make it based on the Gladiator movie with Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Something
we can get a Rambo game as late as it did with the "he's a man, not a god" thing. Like, we can certainly get a Russell Crowe Gladiator game in this day and age.
We could.
Hell, Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix are still around. They're still acting. Get them to voice themselves.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Although he'd probably be a lot more like mellowed out now. Be like, "Oh, you know it today."
Oh man, that'll be a creepier version of it. Are you not entertained?
This is not why you are here.
But honestly, it's one of those things of I really do like.
Also, one of the things that Assassin's Creed is known for is the whole urban running and free running stuff that they do.
Or,
And they're gonna have this next game take place in the countryside again. That's worse than having it take place in the water. Oh wait,
they did.
it's like the one thing your game is good for, you're not having again.
Well, to be fair, they kind of started out with Origins, I think, right? With the Egypt one.
Yeah.
Oh come on.
Yeah, the Origins were they started in Egypt, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will admit, their commercials are pretty damn funny.
Fair enough.
But like their Greek or Roman one, I thought that was hilarious. And that was fantastic. But it's a shame when that's the best thing I can say about your game. I mean, the commercial made me laugh.
That's fair. Okay, so moving on from Assassin's Creed, because I feel like sometimes we're just good.
Well, there have been other trailers that I have been somewhat excited for. I mean, they have a new Scorn trailer out now, which looks like they've taken a lot out of H.R. Geiger. And yeah, that game, it looks pretty. I don't know what the hell is going to go on in that game, but it looks pretty. And then there's another game, which I haven't heard of, called Medium, which apparently takes a lot from another horror artist. I forgot his name, but he's well known for doing these burnt out hellscapes that looks like buildings being somewhat melted in these strange designs and the like, kind of like that.
Mm.
So, and it looks like they're gonna be doing some kind of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver type thing to it, where you have like the normal world and the spirit world with that game, which I think I'm intrigued because I like that when I played that in those games.
I wonder who owns that franchise now.
It doesn't matter. Tony J's dead. We're never gonna get that ending.
Oh yeah,
True.
someone should do a retrospective on that.
Well, Scarfy, you have the editing software.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have the editing software in most of the games.
I believe in you.
I just have to figure out. I just need something to record the PlayStation onto the PC.
The PlayStation.
Because I mainly have the PlayStation ones.
Well, you could probably use an emulator, actually.
Crap. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, comes first.
It's just that Razorfist keeps saying he's gonna do a retrospective on the Legacy of Kain series, but he's like, yeah, well, I just can't get my controller to work. It's like, really, dude? That's your excuse?
Honestly, it's one of those things of just like, I really feel, honestly, he always feels like one of those creators who does when the inspiration strikes him. So
Yeah, so I can't really rush him on that, but it's like, come on.
To be fair, like, honestly, as long as he's not making comments about Bill Cosby, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Why does he hate Bill Cosby?
No, he thinks that he
thinks Bill Cosby got shafted.
And, well, sometimes, like, he's contrarian, but I can see where he's coming from. This is one of those cases where I have to go, like, no. Please, God, no.
He's like, don't go there, pal, go. But then again, he's not the kind of guy who backs down. If he believes he's right on this, he will go whole hog on this one.
Honestly, I just kind of wish he would do another thing on Movie Bob.
Well, yeah, Movie Bob's kind of a safe bet in terms of topics. Although I don't think he could. I don't think he can match the EFAP crew, who have done tons of things on Movie Bob with the whole diabetes stuff.
Oh, dude, like, I actually did a little thing on Movie Bob recently in a thread when he was the one who did the. He actually made a video retrospective. Well, like, he did a big picture on the Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. Which was hard to watch because it was literally him constantly like, oh, ha ha, this is funny. And it's like, dude, look, I know you're just like, oh, irony, joke. I'm like, talk about what works about it or what does. Like, there's some things that work about it. The actors put their all sometimes into it.
I mean, it could have been so much worse, but it actually ended up being a pretty decent show.
It's decent. It's not the most exciting show, but they really did try their best. So to me, it's like, it's rough, but not bad enough where I want to make fun of it the entire time.
Right, yeah.
Plus, there's a bit of more interesting production history. Like the fact that I was one time planned to be in the same universe as Power Rangers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Time Force, the Red Ranger's armor upgrade was actually going to be a crossover with the Mystic Knights of Tirnanog at one point.
Dude, that would have been awesome. I would have loved to have seen that.
It's still kind of there, actually, because he got this armor from a mystical knight with the powers of a dragon. So, yeah.
Already it sounds epic.
Oh,
And
would
yeah,
have
and
preferred the
Movie Bob
crossover.
doesn't even think to mention that shit because that's, you know, it's Movie Bob. He doesn't think, man, this seems like something good to mention sometimes, and God,
I don't know. I've had some bad experiences with pipes. I don't really want to go down here.
I know. He's frustrating to watch because sometimes he can be
crap.
on the money, and when he's not, he's really.
He really. I mean, some of his older stuff is kind of hard to watch now at like the cringe level.
His earliest stuff is more. His earlier stuff is a bit more put together, actually. But there's like a certain period where he goes off the deep end and he just never recovers.
Oh crap! That's
like,
a big monster.
Like, what does he do to make himself go off the deep end?
Are you familiar with Movie Bob at all, Alex?
No, I am not. I've been wanting to ask, like, who the hell is Movie Bob?
He's a commentator on the Escape that got famous on the Escapist magazines doing movie reviews, and he pretty much does it in the similar style of Yahtzee. I think the one review that got him really famous was his Transformers review.
You're not necessarily wrong, but you're not exactly okay. He started out on the Escapist, yes, but he also started out on actually Screw Attack as the Game Overthinker.
Oh wait, Game Overthinker was before his run on Screw Attack or run on Escapist?
Yes, actually, it was actually pre-Escapist. Now you might be knowing, how do I know? Because I used to watch him regularly.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I thought the Game Overthinker was a thing he did after he left the Escapist.
Nope, that was his first big thing, actually. It's one of the reasons why every brick book is about Mario and where he that's because that's kind of where he started out. It's also how he got into Razor Fist crosshairs.
Yeah, because he does the whole like game anti-thinker with that one.
Yeah, which, God, that portrayal is so off the mark, surprisingly, because if you actually listen to what games Razor Fist likes, and you just like bind him with this like typical dude bro game guy, and I'm like, wow.
Oh.
Anyway, the Game Overthinker was where he started, and that's also where like the cracks started to appear. He started to do these storyline skits like Linkara in them.
Why does everyone feel like they need to do story in like these review shows? I'm getting tired of it.
Alex, the trend's dead. If you're worried about it, it died. It died. Everybody's embarrassed by it now. We moved on.
All right.
When I tried to start my video review series, I actually decided to avoid storyline so I could actually talk more about the work.
Right. Yeah.
And then I decided to go on different things. Like, I'll say this: while it is cringy looking back, I will say that a lot of those early video reviewers, despite how cringe they can be, did help me form better opinions later on, because I was like, it did get me to think, wait, this is wrong. And then I was like, And then I looked into production on why stuff is done, and now I have a much more balanced opinion than I used to, really. So it's cursed, but I learned to adjust. You know?
Yeah.
But hey.
Ah, crap, the big one again.
What were you saying? Funny, but what were you saying?
But besides that, Movie Bob is a special man. Like, but you know, another thing I did this week.
God, how many of these big ones are there?
Is here's what I did. I decided to report on. I decided to do an entire thread on Hercules because of the new Hercules live-action movie.
Yes, I remember. I read it. I read your post.
Yes, thank you, Shim. I appreciate you reading my posts. Yeah, so I did an entire post about how Hercules, the movie from Disney, is secretly a Superman musical.
Makes sense.
Well, it is. It's more it's more like how a lot of people think that now Hercules has a lot of people think it's based a bit on Rocky, but looking at it, it was more based on Superman, and I was a huge Superman fan as a kid, so I was able to get all the little references and absorb them into myself. But besides that, I have been enjoying Superman and everything else, and the thread was fun. It was actually fun going over all the different ways Hercules tackled how they interpreted the Superman mythos when they added it in. So that was a fun thread, and the fact that we're getting a Hercules live-action movie frightens me because, oh my god. We'll see. It's Disney. They're probably
Will Steve Reeves be involved?
It's gonna be directed by the Russo brothers, so we'll see what happens.
Because that's the only Hercules I will ever recognize. Steve Reeves, man, gotta go with Steve Reeves.
Hey, that's fair. I personally have a bit of a soft spot for the Ryan Gosling Young Hercules live action show when I was a kid.
Where he had a crossover with Aladdin.
Well, that cartoon was fun. God, that Hercules cartoon is weird because I think it's a little bit more better than people think it is. For one thing, the crossover with Aladdin, but it also had the Elsa singer in it as well.
Yeah, need him. Yeah.
Hi, Phil. We're just talking about games at this point.
Games and stuff. But besides that, I guess I should talk about what video games I have been on recently. So I've been here's the stuff I've been playing. I've been going through Soccer Wars, which basically is steampunk mecha dating sim.
That's a word salad right there.
Not the most unusual genre I played, but hack and slash.
What the hell is a Panzerfaust doing in a space station?
To make friends, like a man.
With what? German tank?
Panzerfaust. God, that reminds me of this one. Never mind. Anyway, I've been playing Soccer Wars, and I've also been going through FF7R, aka the big Square Enix game that everyone seems to like, except for the people who hate it because they hate joy.
Oh, ouch! I feel personally attacked.
Don't worry, Shim. If you feel personally attacked, it's because it was personal. Joking aside, I like the game a lot, despite the ending. I'm interested to see where it goes. Honestly.
Right.
I'm doing a second playthrough soon, and I'm also getting through Persona 5 Royal, but it's Persona, I know what I'm doing, to the point of hard mode isn't even really that
Okay,
hard.
fuck it.
Okay, apparently Mike is going all in, guns a-blazing. Let's go get your lives!
I just saw a big monster right there. Go like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to the teleporter.
Uh-huh. But But yeah, no, that's what I've been playing this week myself, game-wise. It's been fun. I've been enjoying myself. And right now, God, we really got to work on a format for this. But hey, we can work on it. I guess we'll talk about The Last of Us 2 now because there's more about that game, and I'm probably never going to play it ever.
Neither is any of us. But but yeah, the reason why I bring it up is because there's more news coming out about that, and apparently someone's dropping more leaks. I haven't really gotten a chance to see the new ones, but I did take the time to actually watch the actual video leaks of it, and it is really as bad as people have been saying.
I believe it. Look, honestly, I'm not playing the game for one reason. You see, I have issues with this. And getting politics involved in things like this really drives me up the wall. And, I always hate this. But I don't think a game that condones killing dogs should be allowed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a.
Okay, joking aside.
Well, depends on the dog. Hellhounds, yes. Cute dogs, no.
So according to the leaks about this game, you have to kill. Okay, maybe not have to. I'm hearing this is that dogs are an enemy in this game, and they have names and owners. And so if you kill them, you can actually find the owner crying about how you killed their dog, and I can't. I literally can't.
This brings us back to Assassin's Creed, because didn't Assassin's Creed have this thing where it's like a lot of the NPCs have names, and if they happen to be have historically died in that time period, you can actually kill them?
Yes.
It's like we've done this thing before, guys. You think it's gonna make us not like killing things?
Well, Mike, technically, something about, as weird as it is, this has been a thing since beat 'em ups, actually. Let's not forget back in the arcades with some beat 'em ups, you'll always see the name of the enemy you're facing. It'll be randomized sometimes, but they'll always have a name.
Oh yeah, I never played any kind of tactical RPG like Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics. Everyone has a name there.
So it's not an unusual mechanic in any game. I actually didn't think it was that big a deal because to me it's yeah, this is in a lot of fucking games, actually.
Because every rock and tree and spirit, earth has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
Yeah, honestly, it's more okay, cool. That's neat. What else you doing? Oh, wait, we kill dogs. And I'm like, no, I can't. I literally can't. You can't make me. I
think that's their commentary on, cops shooting dogs.
Honestly, the way people have put it is that it's basically them trying to be Spec Ops: The Line, essentially.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're trying to do Spec Ops: The Line and totally missing the point.
Well, honestly, I have issues with Spec Ops: The Line because it actually brings up. This is actually one of my favorite debates in gaming. Is should we shame the player for playing a game and forcing him to do bad things?
Well, yeah, that's one of those gray areas for me. I mean, but one reason why I kind of forgive Spec Ops: The Line for that is that it allows you to choose multiple endings in a way. So in a sense, it's no longer the game shaming you for something you've done or something that it forces you to do. It'll become you shaming the player character for something you forced him to do.
You're not necessarily wrong. I do, but my point being is that I see where you're coming from. That I do think, though, in certain cases, like the whole white phosphorus event in that game, you really. The fact is, if you want to continue at that point, you have to use the white phosphorus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Mike, look, there's a good it's a good debate to have in this case. Like, I think of a game like Undertale, which is overhyped to hell and back, and I probably is more overhyped than Spec Ops: The Line is now. But it does have a mechanic where you literally have a choice. Like, you don't have to fight anyone in that game, and that game actually is designed to let you be able to win, even if it's hard sometimes. So I always feel like that's fair. If it does shame me, it's because, yes, I killed somebody, and that's bad. So, I like I said, it really depends on the game. In this case, Spec Ops, though, yeah, no.
I mean, there's only been a few games where I actually did feel bad about shooting some of the bad guys, and that was like in the early days when they had mooks start talking to each other, and it was getting to a point where I started to relate to these guys, especially when they started joking about certain things. It's like, hey, I could have a beer with these guys, and I could chill out with these guys. Too bad I have to blow their brains out in order to get past them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, you don't have to be over dramatic about this stuff. Just make some of these guys relatable, and just have the tragic circumstance being that they're on the opposite side.
The tragic circumstance is that I am the tragic circumstance.
Yeah. But, oh my god. And as far as the politics go, I mean, one thing that I'm starting to believe is that the whole get woke, go broke thing is not going to work on these guys, because for these guys, it's not about the money, it's about the message. I mean, these are true believers who are willing to martyr their own companies and their own franchises to get their messages.
Now, Mike, we're also talking about Naughty Dog. Even if they have one failure, I think they have enough money to recover from that at this point. Like, honestly, we don't know exactly. Look, sometimes you just end up with a company that feels like it's too big to fail because they have enough successes that they are fine.
Oh, so it's more like an ego or arrogance kind of thing.
It's one of those things, because to me, I feel like this is a game where they think they're creating art, and they're really pushing that aspect about it.
Well,
rather than...
I think I know where that came from. I mean, way back in the day, during the struggles against Jack Thompson and the whole censorship against video games, that the only way we won that is by proving that video games are an art. So now we have a bunch of people who want to make them into art.
And that's not necessarily wrong, if I'm being honest, like, on some level. I think that you look, I feel like if you're going to make a game, you should be able to make it however the fuck you want to like it. Like, if you want to make it like an art game, fine. If you want to make it like standard first-person shooter, fine. Do whatever the fuck you want with the game, as long as, like, you're true to your vision of it. You know, like, I think that's fair. You think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's...
Now, that being said, not all art is undeserving of criticism, nor is it, like, look...
Nor is it entitled to any of our purchases.
Look, I feel like this is one of those things. It reminds me of Blizzard, honestly.
Yeah?
Because Blizzard used to live on the hype where they could imagine any announcement they made or any decision they made would get fucking uproarious applause, and everyone would look at them as the great bringer of these awesome games that can have any esport attached to them. They will fill the crowd. It's magical, Mike. Magical.
Yeah.
And then they discovered how valuable they were when they announced a mobile game at BlizzCon. And my god, did they ever learn.
You guys have phones?
It's one of those things of sometimes you just have to know the venue. You just have to. And they're like, no, we refuse to acknowledge that sometimes things aren't the best thing to announce at certain times. Meh. And then they go crap out. You know? And then they had to announce Diablo 4 to try and get any respect back. It's sad. It's really fucking sad. But I'm just saying, like, it's actually a great Blizzard. There's actually a great Super Best Friend quote called 3Bs. Just look at that video sometimes. And it's about this one guy who actually believed that Blizzard, Bethesda, and BioWare could do no wrong, and nowadays, that is so far from the truth. Especially BioWare's case. My god, talk about a company falling from grace.
Who was the cause of that?
EA?
Is it really just EA, or is it like some people in BioWare who also just made like stupid ass?
No,
decisions?
it's fucking EA at this point. We kind of know that for a fact. Honestly, I think EA is trying to shake off its brand as the company who destroys other companies, so they're keeping BioWare alive out of spite.
Yeah.
So they can't, because EA has been voted the worst company a couple years in a row, and they're like, we can't have this happen again. Keep the lights on, BioWare,
Oh,
you'll
god
live.
damn it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to like. It's like that, old saying, and when it comes to business, they protect your brand. Your brand will only survive twice. Once when it's born, and second is when it's missed.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, actually. Now, I'm of the opinion that BioWare right now is not in a good place, but that's neither here nor there. But since this is BioWare talk, I feel like at this point, we've been talking about video games. Maybe it's time we talk about.
Well, one more thing about the Last of Us 2 thing is that they have also announced that they caught the guy who leaked the footage, and they're saying that it's not a leak, it's actually a hack.
I don't believe them.
It's like, yeah, a hack. From a console exclusive. Where they actually had a... Where they managed to get it working well on a computer. I mean, jeez. So what, did the Russians get a hold of it? Was that it? Is this a Russian hack now?
Well, honestly, I actually blame,
or did GeoHot or Anonymous or any of Sony's like old arch nemesis come back from the hacking grave?
Clearly, it was Sega. It was Sega all along. You see, what happened was Segata Shanshiro broke into PlayStation headquarters, went to the nearest PlayStation, ripped out its guts, and took the game with him.
Yeah.
And leaked it on the internet.
And now they want us to disregard the leaks because it was technically a hack, therefore it was illegitimate.
No.
Like, no, you're not gonna... It didn't work for the DNC, it's not gonna work for you. I'm like, good God. What the hell are you thinking, you guys? Oh yeah, and I think there are still content claiming, videos who are... So, we have not shown any of the clips or any stills whatsoever from the leaks.
Don't worry, I just made sure that if this happens, if we have to show it one single still, I traced in pencil mustaches to make everyone look like Hitler. They won't want to touch it.
Oh yeah.
Joking aside, no, it's tragic, it's sad, it's embarrassing for everyone involved, and honestly, I'm getting a hoot out of it. But here's my theory on the whole thing. it was a leak, and they're trying to avoid saying it was not a leak to one, drive down the rumors that about bad paying, about not paying their employees.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they did release a new trailer and tried as hard as they can to avoid showing Abby.
Yeah.
Abby. Abs. Very subtle there, Naughty Dog.
I don't know if that was intentionally subtle or it's a mess.
She was called Abs in one of the, I won't say where I've heard it, but...
Well, whatever.
But yeah, it's just... there is no roll of newspaper big enough for Naughty Dog right now.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we will have our vengeance, and by vengeance I mean I'm not gonna buy the game. Fuck that.
Yeah, don't buy games from companies that downright hate you.
Well,
I mean, it just gives time for like.
Oh shit! No.
It just gives.
This is why I hate pipes.
It just gives time or chance for like better new creators to like, rise from the ashes that were set upon by the fires of the current gaming market. And maybe that's what we need. We may need another like, not a crash, but like another like revitalization.
Another renaissance, really.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, now. Oh shit! God damn it. I'm on that level where they have guns now.
well. Anyway, in other less tragical news, I guess is the best way of putting it. The comic industry survives. Apparently, Jesus Christ.
Congrats!
I know.
It somehow survives.
Look, honestly, people have been predicting its death for years, and it's kind of at this point, I'm not sure if it's how, but it somehow makes it through. There are different plans coming out, and it's always an ongoing process. There was a Diamond meeting, it was boring, softball questions, yada yada yada. DC's in the middle of trying to get distribution out, and things are gonna be changing, I imagine. We'll see what happens. I hope that, comics survive. Oh no. It's a whole thing. But in other things I ended up talking about, because I talk a lot about comics on Twitter and shit, I ended up doing another thread on Clark Kent. And I've been doing a lot of Superman threads recently, and it's been kind of crazy. I probably should do a thread on a video game sometimes, but but you gotta keep your personal brands alive here. And
God.
But besides that, I've also been doing model kits in my spare time because that's what I do now that I'm stuck inside. I make model kits to feel better about myself. And,
Yeah, you can add more to that collection.
well, I have to. I need more. I need my Gundams. They're the only ones who keep me functioning. But besides that, one thing I am excited about is there's a new Zaku model kit that's pure white that's meant for painting and customization, and I might get that and make my own special Zaku. He's gonna be red and go 3 times faster. And by red, I don't know, maybe I'll paint blue instead. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Ooh. But no, I'm looking forward to stuff like that. Well, with everything going on, we've been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I want to talk about the leak of the Nintendo 64 that broke last time.
That's actually a good question. All right, that's
Like the minute after we logged off, that broke.
That broke. Okay, let's talk about this because this is actually very important. The BIOS for the Nintendo 64, Wii, and GameCube are now out there. So that means it's actually possible to customize and mod those games too. So there's actually a chance that we could actually have new N64 games.
Yeah.
Actually, if people want to. Or new GameCube games, if people want to. Or new Wii games, if people want to.
And I am looking forward to it.
Honestly, it could lead to an interesting time for the modding scene. Because we already got, have you seen the Super Mario 64 PC edition?
Nope. Wait a minute, the one with the Unreal Engine?
Maybe. Is it with the Unreal Engine?
Well, I've seen a few people try to remake Nintendo games with the Unreal Engine or in either in Unity or the Unreal Engine. I've seen it done with Ocarina of Time. And there might be one with Super Mario 64 in Unreal. You still around there?
Yeah, I do. I'm looking this up right now, so give me 1 second. Mostly 64 PC port. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so there's a Super Mario 64 PC port that is actually a very nicely enhanced. So they've been able to make it run up to 4K Xbox controller support, and of course they're getting of course Nintendo's trying to stop it, but but that's a thing that has happened. We now have a PC port of Mario 64 out in the world.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep, and Nintendo is suing the fuck out of them.
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but hey, at least you now can play Mario 64 the way it was meant to be played, with an Xbox One controller.
Oh, great. Now I have 2 analog sticks.
Yay, right? I know. You can actually control the camera. I don't actually know. I haven't played this port yet, but I think you can. I want to believe you can. But besides that, this is still, with everything going on, it is a big deal that these games are out right now, and we're getting actual, big news from it, and this could lead to some interesting things. But we'll have to see how it goes. Nintendo is very stringent with their copyright bullshit, and we can't really predict how it's going to go from here on without Nintendo. It's it's fucking Nintendo. They're gonna do what Nintendo's gonna do. And they're clearly not gonna support any fan efforts.
Yeah.
You remember when Capcom was like, hey, this a Mega Man vs. Street Fighter game is good enough to put on our website. Wait. And they did.
Yeah.
That was a thing. So, but, right now, I'm Metroid randomizer. So Philip is, No, there's a couple actual Metroid randomizers out there if you'll know where to look. A
Metroid Prime randomizer. Can we find that?
That would be fun, actually. It'd be interesting to see what would happen with that.
Actually, what I'm hoping for is for Hello Games to actually take a look at Metroid Prime and actually go I wonder if we could update our combat system to actually look a bit more like that.
Actually, with everything that's happening with this one, we could actually maybe expect an update. Heck, we could maybe there'll be a modding thing for what's that game that was kind of Cthulhu based on the GameCube? I'm trying to remember the name of
Eternal. Wait a minute. Eternal Darkness. Yeah.
Heck, imagine a modding scene for that game.
Oh, jeez, people are gonna be coming up with their own sanity effects.
That could be fun, honestly.
Although you would have to update the sanity effects because they only make sense for the technology of the time period. You don't really get blue screens like that anymore. Or your volume being like lower doesn't look like that anymore. Although it was funny when it happened. Hey, did you sit on the controller? No.
Uh-huh. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh, just imagine if someone actually made an Eternal Darkness for the Kinect or like the PlayStation Eye thing, that if you have one installed, you suddenly randomly see yourself playing the game as a sanity effect. It's like, wait, what? Or maybe it'll just tap into the NSA spying program. It'll just show you the video feed of the NSA spying on you. And then all of a sudden your character just goes like, this isn't happening!
That would be fun. Like I said, I think it would be fun for making an interesting game, but yeah. Well, right now, I feel like, hey, like, this was a fun stream, but, I have to get ready for works and stuff because I have responsibilities.
Yeah.
I gotta get going, too.
I got stuff to do tomorrow, too. So, we're calling it here, guys.
Yeah, this was fun. We'll see about getting this format in a better situation next week, maybe. But this was fun.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Garfy signing off.
And to be well. See ya.